what's going on, everybody? It's Samuel Akem here, and I'm back with another one. I appreciate you guys for tapping into another one of my breakdowns. Today we are talking about South Dakota State versus South Dakota. South Dakota got the win 24-17. We're going to talk about all of it, break down the quarterback play of South Dakota State, break down the quarterback play of South Dakota, the big plays they made. Hit the like, hit the subscribe button, leave me a comment down below, and we will get straight into it. Okay, South Dakota State started off with the ball. Jack Smith is the runner right here, and he's going to start the game off with a big time touchdown run for South Dakota State. The first play of the game. I mean, my goodness. So they're acting like they're running. Look, this is beautiful, man. So they're running the toss, and a lot of times people will run the quarterback counter back the other way, so they'll fake the toss, and it's probably a read. It's probably a read here. He can pitch it, he can keep it, go back around on the counter. He decides to pitch it. This is something Montana ran out of the Wildcat a couple of weeks ago when they played Sacramento State, but they're running the counter with the pitch to the front side. So front side, if you like the front side, run it. You're really reading this end. If this end dives down as he did right there, you got the pitch, and they got the pitch to Jack Smith. It's blocked up well from the receivers. You're running this receiver off, and he's going to run all the way to the end zone. Follow me. Instead, he stops and he blocks him. But really good run from Jack Smith. Beautiful run from Jack Smith. It was an 85-yard run. 85-yard run. He had a couple other runs. He ended up with 82 yards on the ground, so I got to believe he ran a couple times and didn't get anything. But really good run from Jack Smith. Is he a running back? Looks like a running back. But he gets into the end zone. He had a couple of receptions as well. He had a good game. He was probably the best player offensively for them on Saturday. They start the game off fast. Really, really good job. 1st and 10 coming up for South Dakota. They're handing it off to LJ Phillips, that boy, and he's getting downhill. Good run on first down, getting about 5 yards on first down. Really, really good job. Really, really good job. 2nd and 5 coming up for South Dakota. Their drop back pass for Aidan Bouman. He's finding the receiver on the under. I think that's Jack Martins on the quick under. And basically, it looks like an option route. It looks like he has an option to go out in. That linebacker shifts out and leaves the inside wide open, and Aidan Bouman finds him. Aidan Bouman finds him on the inside. Really good reception. South Dakota State looks like they're in a cover 3 here. I'm in the third. I'm in a deep middle third. I'm in a third. Some hooks on the underneath. That safety dropping down in a deep hook, but in a hook nonetheless, and it leaves a void on the middle of the zone for the first down. Really, really good job for South Dakota. Excuse me. Play action pass, dropping back. They're running what looks to be, and that looks like potential intentional grounding. But I think I don't know. He's in the pocket, man. He's in the pocket. That's got to be intentional grounding, right? Either way, it brings up a 2nd and 10. And they're handing it off to LJ Phillips. Blocked up really well. LJ Phillips getting the first down, man. Really good run right here. Really, really good run. So they're running what looks to be inside zone run play, split zone run play. You see this tight end coming across, going to get the kick out block right there. He gets enough of that D end to push him out. And LJ Phillips, it's blocked up really well inside. Watch this tackle right here, blocking that D tackle down. That tight end's coming across, getting that kick out. The guard, was that the guard? No, yeah, that's the guard getting up to the 2nd level. He falls, gets back up, still gets hands on that backer. This is effort right here. That other tight end is blocking down on that outside backer, that Will backer, pushing him across the formation. Safety's trying to come across and make a tackle, but you got to bring in Lunchbell to bring LJ Phillips down. He carries him for the first down. Really, really good job, man. 1st and 10 coming up for South Dakota. Swinging it out to the running back who's not going to be able to get it, and incomplete pass right there on first down. 2nd and 10 coming up, handing it off to LJ Phillips, handing it off to number 5, and he's down after a gain of about 6 yards on 2nd down. Really, really good job. Really, really good job right there. Here you go. 3rd and 4 coming up for South Dakota. Drop back for Aidan Bouman. Quick out, and oh my goodness, it was almost a devastating play. South Dakota State almost made a big-time interception. Watch this backer. He's got the right idea. He rallies to the out. Really, really good job from this backer. Looks like maybe another cover 3 with a blitz. They're bringing a blitz this time, so they only have less in coverage underneath, but still a third, and a 1 high safety. He's got the curl flat responsibility. He sees the eyes of the quarterback get to the out. He immediately runs out there, and just a little late with his eyes for getting the interception. But man, almost a devastating play for South Dakota to start the game down potentially by 2 scores. Had this been a better play for South Dakota State. But still a really, really good play on 3rd and 4. Somehow South Dakota gets the first down. 1st and 10, they must have went for it on 4th down. They're going to run a simple spot concept. So spot concept, you got your outside receiver running the OTB, tight end who was attached. They're switching releases. So the outside receiver is going on the inside. The outside tight end or the hip tight end is going on the easy spot route, basically like a hitch. They get the running back into the flats out of the backfield as your horizontal stretch. That's what opens up the window for that tight end. And you also have your point man as the tight end running a vertical. So he's running a vertical, getting that coverage. Actually, he's running a corner, but he's getting that coverage out of there. That leaves the window wide open for this tight end, who's going to get the hitch and get about 7 yards on first down. Really, really good job. 2nd and 3 coming up for South Dakota. They're under center. They're handing it off to LJ Phillips, who's running under it behind his pads and getting the first down. Once again, blocked up really well from the South Dakota offensive line. Looks like they're running, looks like an inside zone play once again. They're putting that tight end in there to kick out that in-man on the line of scrimmage, similar to like a bam block, and they get the first down on it. Really, really good job. Drop back for South Dakota. Aidan Bouman's looking for a receiver downfield. He doesn't find anybody. He's going to check it down. So South Dakota State's going to get into a cover 2 here. Actually, this is a cover 2. Looks like 3 double cloud the way these guys are pushing into the flats. Third over top, and then they get flat coverage as well. So they're basically playing coverage. They're dropping 7, only rushing 4, playing a lot of coverage. A lot of zones are covered. The middle of the field is wide open though. LJ Phillips, a good tackle from South Dakota State, but he checks it down to LJ Phillips for a 6 yard gain on first down. 2nd and 4 coming up. LJ Phillips is going to get the handoff, and good play from South Dakota State. Good push up front. Watch this tackle, D-tackle, 3 technique, shoot the gap, and make this play hard, really hard. And they get about 1 yard on it on the first down. 1st and goal for South Dakota. They're looking for the fade to Larenzo Fenner, and he's not able to get it. No flag on the play. Uncatchable ball. But it's good coverage from South Dakota State, man. Really good coverage from South Dakota State. Nothing there. 2nd and goal from South Dakota. They're going to hand it off to their running back number 33, and he's down after a gain of about 1 yard. Bringing up a 3rd and goal for South Dakota. They're going to hand it off to LJ Phillips, who's getting into the end zone for the touchdown. Really, really good job, man. Good vision. Everybody's getting up to the 2nd level. Inside zone run. And yeah, this looks like an inside zone run. Everybody's getting up to the 2nd level. Good blocks. Good block right here from your backside guard. Is that backside guard? That's your tackle. Your guard's getting up to the 2nd level. Your center is right here. Your guard getting up to that 2nd level. Your backside tackle moving that guy. Really good job. That kind of gets in the way of your backer. That backer's not able to make a play. LJ Phillips is cutting outside all of his guys. When he jumped right there, that was over his own guy. He stumbled over, and he gets into the end zone. Really good job. Good run. Good blocks from South Dakota. Really good movement up front, man. We got a good look at it right here. Really good push from this tackle. That tackle's moving him. That guard's got hands on that backer. Maybe a little bit of a tug right there, but he wasn't going to be able to make the tackle. Good block from the tight end, and they get into the end zone. Really, really good job for the touchdown. Here you go. 1st and 10 coming up for South Dakota State. They're handing off to Loffridge, and they get about 3 to 4 yards on the first down run. 2nd and 6 for the quarterback. I can't remember. Let me pull it up right here. Quarterback is Jack Henry. Rolling out to the left. He's not going to like anything downfield, and he's going to scramble. I guess he didn't, everything happened so fast. He's got to throw this, though. You got to throw this, brother. You got to throw this into the flats. You got to set your feet and throw that. You got to throw that. That's the throw. So they're running a flood concept, a naked boot flood concept. He's faking like he's trying to hit a quick route to the right because it's empty formation. It's empty personnel. You got 2 tight ends in the formation. Tight end, receiver. That's actually, this is a running back. That's Jack Smith down there at the bottom of the formation. But they fake it like he's trying to throw it quick to the right, rolls back to the left. It's your basic flood concept. Flat is your arrow route. You got the flood concept with the number 2 receiver, and then a more fade with your outside receiver. You got to throw the flat. It's there. It's open. You got to trust it. He doesn't, and he scrambles. He gets maybe nothing on the play. Nothing. He gets nothing on it. It ends up being a some nothing play. 3rd and 6 coming up for South Dakota State. Drop back for Jack Henry. He's looking for his receiver down the seam. And oh my gosh, Jack Henry, that is a beautiful ball. Jack Smith, I don't know if he's a receiver, if he's a running back, but boy was making plays. He's going down the seam. They're basically running a stick route with the number 3 receiver, a seam with the number 2 receiver, and a hitch with the number 1 receiver. Jack Smith gets over that number, that 2nd level. Jack Henry's got to put the ball on him now because it's cover 3. So he's in a third. You can get it, but the where the window's in cover 3, down the seams. You got to find him after he clears that 2nd level of coverage. He clears it right now. Jack Henry releases it, and it's a beautiful ball. Beautiful catch from Jack Smith, but really, really good job, man. Really, really good job from South Dakota State. Phenomenal ball from Jack Henry. handing it off, drop back, quarterback keeper, and Jack Smith is, man, running guys over, holding on to the ball, getting the first down. Really, really good job from Jack Henry right there. Another play, 2nd and 6 for South Dakota State, and Jack Henry just dirted it a little bit. You got to deliver this well. And this is what happens when you play younger quarterbacks, guys who haven't started all season. You see stuff like this, and this isn't blocked up phenomenally. There's a lot of red jerseys around here, but man, like, just make life easy. Complete that. Tough play right there. Next play, 3rd and 6 coming up for South Dakota State. They're handing off to Loffridge, and they get no push up front. They're not going to convert that 3rd down at all. They kick the PAT, they kick the field goal, and it's good, making it a 10-7 ball game. South Dakota's got the ball now, 10-7, and they're handing off to LJ Phillips on the inside zone run play. This might actually be duo. You got a double team right here, double team right here. This is duo. So a duo run is a downhill run. It's like power without a puller, but you get double team right here, you get a double team right here. Then this lineman works up to the 2nd level, and it's just a lot of blue jerseys. They're playing a lot of guys in the box, and a lot of guys playing downhill. They get about 4 yards on 1st down. Next play, you got a 2nd and 6, faking the draw, getting it to the hitch, getting it to the end route to Larenzo Fenner, who ends up getting about near 1st down yardage. So when he first caught the ball, he was right here. Forward progress keeps him there. And yeah, that's it. Bringing up a 3rd and 1. 3rd and 1. I think you're getting another inside zone run play. So inside zone, you see this tight end peeling off to get the bam on the backside end. But it's a really good tackle from South Dakota State, man. Really good tackle, but I think they gave him the 1st down. It looks like he got the yardage. 1st and 10 coming up for South Dakota. Handing it off on the jet sweep to their receiver. I don't have a name for him. It looks like number 2, maybe number 9, but good play from South Dakota on 1st down. 2nd and 2 coming up for South Dakota. Hand off to the running back number 5, and he's down past 1st down yardage. Really, really good job. A mid-zone run play, getting to the outside. Really good block from this tight end right here. Get just enough of him. Everything's trash on the inside. Cut it upfield to get the 1st down. Really a good job. I mean, that's the thing about all of these top teams, South Dakota State, North Dakota State. I mean, some of these really good teams, you just got to string together 1st downs, keep the chains moving, chew clock, but also string 1st downs together. And they did just that. LJ Phillips right here on the split zone run play, getting inside, and it's blocked up really well, man. And they get about 8 to 9 yards on 1st down. 3rd and 8 coming up for South Dakota to start the 2nd quarter. Drop back for Bouman. He's got pressure in his face, and that's going to get South Dakota is going to come up and get the sack, man. Really, really good job. South Dakota State only rushed 4 here. They were still able to get pressure. Number 51 is wrecking this game. Guard, one-on-one block. Really good job, man. Watch this rush. Really good job. Excuse me. I'm getting to the quarterback. Straight to the quarterback, brings him down. You deserve that. You absolutely deserve that. 1st and 10 for South Dakota State on their own 10-yard line. They're running the pitch play to number 32. And, man, this is a really good play from this corner right here. Or this safety, nickel, maybe a backer. I think there's a backer, number 13. But really good play. Really good tackle. But, man, South Dakota State fights for about 6 yards on that, man. 2nd and 5 coming up for South Dakota State. Bring in Alex. His name is Alex. Number 84 in motion. Number 34 is able to fall forward. 32 is able to fall forward for the 1st down. Really good job. They should have given it to him there. They did. 1st and 10 coming up for South Dakota State. They're running the counter run play, so they're faking like they're running a pin and pull to the left whole time. Basically, they're faking like that center is also going to go back to the left and pull to the left. Instead, he pulls to the right. The running back bows back to the right, and they're getting to the outside. But South Dakota, man, they sniffed it out. Phenomenal play right here. Really good, phenomenal recognition from this end right here. And go find it. Go find it. Really, really good job, man. Really good job. South Dakota State, 2nd and 11. Running the bubble to Jack Smith, who's got a good block. Really good block from, I can't remember 84's last name. I think it's Alex, but I can't remember his last name. But that's a good block, man. That's a really good block. Getting outside and good to set. I mean, you need good people who can set up blocks for the receivers who are blocking on the outside, and linemen even too. But this is good. Put the foot in the ground for Jack Smith, acting like he's going to cut back. That allows your receiver to get a cleaner block on him. He's able to get on him, and it turns into a near first down play. 3rd and 1 coming up for South Dakota State, and Jack Henry's going to keep it, and he's getting the 1st down, man. Really, really good job. Really good job. Blocked up well. Another pitch play. They're running the pitch play once again. The same play they scored the first touchdown on, pulling these guys around. This time the end does peel, so maybe it's not a read, maybe it's an automatic pitch. Maybe this is just eye candy misdirection. Either way, they're pitching it out to the outside, and it's not blocked up nearly as well, and it doesn't fool South Dakota nearly as well as it did in the first half. Still a gain of 4 on it, but nothing crazy right there. 1st and 10 coming up for South Dakota. They're running a pitch play of their own, and it looks like they got really good push up front. But South Dakota State, man, number 51, wrecking the game. Watch number 51 right here. Watch him burst through the line of scrimmage. Good get off the ball. Bursting through the line of scrimmage. Going hunting down LJ Phillips. Really, really good job from number 51. Sorry that I don't know names. I don't have the roster right in front of me. I apologize to the Jackrabbits and the Yotes. Drop back for Aidan Bouman. Trying to find his receiver on the deep out, and he finds Fenner on the out. Really, really good job. I believe that was Fenner down here. But South Dakota State's going to get into cover 3. You get in a third right here. You show too high at the snap, but then they rotate down. He's in a hook. He's in a middle third. He's in a third. But you in that third, he's bailing. He's got eyes on the quarterback. You got to eat up that space, then break it off, and the ball's got to be on time. Can't be late. On time ball. They get the first down. Big time explosive play. Really good job. 1st and 10 coming up. Faking the jet sweep, handing it off on the inside zone. LJ Phillips is being brought down after a gain of about 3-4 yards. Really good tackle right there from this safety. Watch this safety come downhill. Square him up. Good tackle. Really good tackle, man. I mean, South Dakota State, that's one thing I would say about all of the teams in the Missouri Valley. They tackle well, man. At least the top teams in the Missouri Valley, they tackle very well. Oh, man, that's a hold. They didn't call it. LJ Phillips on the run right here. Handing it off. Looks like they're getting good blocks. This left tackle is able to seal that end, and that's really what helps this run play. Everybody's getting good push up front. It's an inside zone run. It's an inside zone run play, but you get that seal. A lot of times the inside zone, you're like working across the line of scrimmage, and you're trying to create a cutback for the running back. But if you can get a seal block right here on the end, that's even better. You got that kick out from the tight end on the front side. You got that seal from the left tackle on the front side. Good block from your receiver. Good block from your receiver on the outside. And LJ Phillips is getting downhill, making it a big time explosive run. Really, really good job from South Dakota. The run game has looked beautiful from South Dakota for the most part. LJ Phillips, once again, getting another 4 to 5 yard run on first down. If I can get 4 yards on every run, you're in good business. That's 5 yards right there, bringing up a 2nd and 5. You run it again, you get another 4 yards, that's 3rd and 1. You get it, run it again, you get another 5 yards, that's first down. So 5 yards, 4 yards on a run play is really good. Handing off to number 33 on the run play, he gets 4, which brings up a 3rd and 1. They don't get the 3rd and 1, they bring up 4th and 1, they kick the field goal. They tie the game 10-10. We got a dogfight on our hands, folks. 1st and 10 coming up for South Dakota State. Handing off to Loffridge, I believe, who's getting nothing. Absolutely nothing. Next play, 2nd and 7, naked boot. And they're finding the flat. He threw the flat this time, probably because he's on his right, not his left, but it's the exact same play. They're running the flood concept. They get that tight end into the flats, and Jack Henry, I think it got tapped right there by that D end, but also it just not great. They get about a yard on 2nd down. 2nd and 10 coming up for South Dakota State. Play action pass. He's looking downfield, looking for a receiver, and he finds, oh man, Alex. Tough play right there. I don't know what the cause was. Maybe Jack Henry needs to take a little bit off it, but this is good right here, man. This is good from South Dakota State. This is open. You just got to complete this. So they're running cover 2 here, but this safety is also occupied. So they get in a tight bunch into the boundary, and they're running what looks to be 2 verts. So they keep this. This is the extra lineman, actually. He's in as a tight end, but I think it's an extra lineman. But they're running 2 verts, basically. 2 verts on the cover 2. And what helps you here is this second inside vert is going to hold this safety right here. And if this corner doesn't push off, which he's not able to because he's in a cloud, so he's still got to keep underneath looking for the flats, but the receiver, Alex, is able to get over the top of him. Jack Henry's just got to take a little bit off the ball. That's a big-time touchdown from South Dakota State if they complete this. Big-time touchdown for him. You got a one-on-one down here, but it's basically cover 2. They're actually cover 6, so it's cloud to the boundary, quarters to the field, quarters, half, field safety, flat corner. So you get cover 2. Basically, a lot of people do that when they got a tight formation like that, or you got 2 tights to the boundary side. Either way, they get in that cover 2. It's a good route concept from South Dakota State. They just got to complete it. I don't know if he's got to catch that or whatever, but they got to make that play, man. 3rd and 10 coming up for South Dakota State. Under 2 minutes in the first half. They're getting it to Jack Smith, and they're not going to get anything, man. Only about 3 yards. They punt it away to South Dakota. South Dakota's got the ball now. Aidan Bouman drop back pass, looking for Fenner, and he finds him for the touchdown. Terrible camera angle in here on the South Dakota stadium, but They find Fenner for the touchdown, man. They find Fenner for the touchdown right before half with under a minute, well, almost under a minute to go. About a minute to go in the half, and we don't even got a good replay. But it's a touchdown, man. Really good job from Aidan Bouman, making it a 17-10 ball game right before half. South Dakota State is going to try to get something going before half. Let's see if they're able to string anything together. Number 32's got the ball in his hands, and he's getting down near the 30-yard line. Drop back for Jack Henry. He's looking for his receiver down the sidelines, and he's not going to be able to find him. It's covered well from South Dakota. What coverage are we getting here from South Dakota? Looks like we get in a cover 3. Definitely a middle field. Definitely a zone down here. I don't know. He's bailing. Looks like quarters to me. Quarters. He's bailing. Press bail in quarters, and then quarters down here. So quarters coverage. That corner is playing over the top because he's in quarters coverage, and it's incomplete right there. 14 seconds to go in the half. They're probably not quite in field goal range yet unless they got a really good field goal kicker. They're trying to get a couple more before they get to that point, and they're running a widened hitch. Widened hitch with a slot fade by the inside receiver. Slot fade, that's going to eat up the attention of that flat defender right there, so they can get the widened hitch right there. Get it into his hands. He gets out of bounds near the first down. 3rd and 4 with 10 seconds to go. Drop back for Jack Henry. He's looking for a receiver downfield, and he's finding him for the touchdown, man. Beautiful ball. Beautiful ball. What are we getting here from South Dakota State? They're in a cloud. So cloud to the front side, and watch it right here. Looks like he ran a corner post. He's right here. Alex. I can't remember his last name, man. Alex right here. But they're in a tight set. Tight set right here, close to the formation. Running a quick out with the inside receiver, and then running a post with the outside receiver. He's running a post, and it's basically one-on-one on that safety because they're in a cover 2. Flat corner, half field safety. The middle of the field is open if you can get there. So what do? They eat up the attention of that corner, put the post on the safety, get a one-on-one with the safety. He nods to the outside. I think I can see him lean into the outside right there before he gets back inside, and it's a beautiful ball from Jack Henry for the touchdown. Really, really good job, man. The middle of the field is open if you can get there, and that is a phenomenal drive from Jack Henry. Yeah, you can see right here, he goes to the corner. You actually can't see him behind me, but he goes to the corner. It was a corner post. He gets back to the post. Jack Henry throws the ball right here. As he's breaking out of that corner break to go to the post, Jack Henry delivers the ball, and it's a beautiful ball, man, for the touchdown. Really, really good job. They get the PAT. That is a phenomenal before half drive. Phenomenal drive before the half. 17-17 ball game, 15 minutes to go in the quarter, actually, and it's a minimal game for South Dakota. Drop back for Aidan Bouman. He's finding his receiver on the under, Jack Martins, and he's getting the first down. Really, really good job. Once again, it's that option route at the top of your screen. He's got an option to go out in. That linebacker once again rotates outside of him. So I'm taking the free middle. Aidan Bouman finds him, and he's able to get the first down on 2nd and 7. Really good job from South Dakota. Here we go. Handing it off to number 5. Really good hit. Oh my gosh. Really good hit right there. Linebacker coming through. And, actually that's a DN. So actually it's a backer still. Backer coming on the outside, trying to get blocked from the receiver. The receiver's not able to block him, and he brings him down. Really, really good job. Next play for South Dakota. They're going to play action it, looking down the field, finding a receiver, and he gets out of bounds. Number 6. Looks like a curl concept to me. Maybe it's an out concept, but this is the receiver that receives the ball right here. He's going inside, and look, he's looking hard inside. He's looking like he's damn near running it over before he's going to break out, and really good ball from Aidan Bouman. Really good ball for the first down. 2nd and 6 coming up for South Dakota. He's looking for the one-on-one fade route. It's not there, and they don't throw a PI, and I'm not mad at that non-PI. They might have thrown, maybe this guy threw it, but incomplete pass. Next play, on 3rd and 6, you gave it to LJ Phillips, and boy, is running hard, not being brought down. Gotta have some better tackling there from South Dakota State. I just praised the tackling of Montana of South Dakota State, and then on this next play, I mean the next half, just missed tackle. I mean, he brought him down, but when did you bring him down? When he was in the end zone. Touchdown for South Dakota. And that was ultimately the final score, man. That was the final nail in the coffin. The rest of the game was really defensive battle. But South Dakota was able to get to 24-17 lead right there. They're running the jet sweep to Jack Smith, and he's getting downhill, getting good yardage on first down. 2nd and 3 coming up. They're handing it off to Loffridge, who gets the first down. Really good job right there. Really good job. I'm trying to speed through this because we're really done with the bulk of the game. But Jack Henry's trying to run the quarterback keeper, and he's getting the first down. Barely, but he's getting it. They're pulling this guard around to the outside. Blocking that end man on the line of scrimmage. Pulling the running back in there to get another block on the backer, which he does. He blows that backer up. Watch this backer's head snap back. Oh my gosh. Really big time hit. Jack Henry gets the first down. Really, really good job. 1st and 10 coming up for South Dakota State. Play action pass. They're looking for the corner route, and it's just not there. It's just not there. Looks what to be a cover 2 from me. Corners giving the inside, playing flats. He's sinking back underneath it because he has nothing underneath him, so he's sinking underneath the corner route, and that is perfect. Perfect. No place to throw the ball, and it's incomplete. Really good job. 2nd and 10 coming up for South Dakota State. Handing it off to the running back, who's getting down after a gain of about 2 yards. And maybe this hasn't been Loffridge. Maybe Loffridge hasn't been playing. I know he had some stats, but maybe he was hurt. Who knows? But they're trying to get the outside zone play here. They're trying to run the outside zone, and it's played really, really well from this D tackle right here. 3 technique right here. Getting outside, allowing no push up front, and bringing them down behind the line of scrimmage. Really good job right there. South Dakota's got the ball back now. 1st and 10. Drop back for Bouman, and he's going to get sacked. Really good sack right there from South Dakota State. Drop back for Bouman on 2nd and 17. He's fighting the receiver Martins once again on the option route. They vacate the middle. He's taking the middle, and they rally to make the tackle after a gain of 5. Really good job. South Dakota State's got the ball back now, and that is Loffridge. I'm sure of it. And he's running hard, but only getting about 4 yards on 1st down. 5 yards. 2nd and 5 coming up. Faking the pitch. Oh! Now this is interesting because they ran this. Remember, they ran the pitch. They scored on it the first time. The second time they ran it, we don't have all the plays, so obviously they might have ran it outside of the 2 times we saw it before this. But once again, go to the looks that you've shown already. This is the look that they were in when they ran that pitch counter play. This time, they're only going to pull 1 lineman. It's not even the 2 linemen that they were previously pulling. Previously, they were pulling their left tackle, their guard and tackle, but they're going to fake the pitch to the outside, pull their center around. He's going to get the block on the end of the line of scrimmage, but they're looking down the seam. They have him, but that backer sniffs it out, man. Watch this backer sniff it out. Fake the pitch. He's got eyes on that tight end. He's getting across and almost ended up with the interception. But they're basically running 3 verts, faking the pitch, running 3 verts. They fake the pitch to get the eyes of this nickel, to get the eyes of this backer, and then they can slip some routes behind him. Just incomplete right there. Just good from the backer. Good from the backer right there. 1st and 10 coming up for South Dakota State. They're handing it off. They're not handing it off. Jack Henry is keeping it, and he gains about 4 yards on 1st down. Fake it. They're arcing this tight end around. And he is supposed to be the lead blocker, but it's played really well from South Dakota. The tight end actually just runs by because he's faking it on this guy. They're faking the inside run. I think he can also hand it off, but I think if he pulls it, it's meant for this guy to be a lead blocker. And he runs past this guy because this is the read guy. So when he's faking it on the pull, that's why he pulls it, because this DN gets down in here. So that's a pull read. I pull it, and you're really supposed to be going past him to be my lead blocker on maybe this backer, this safety. And the end's the one who ends up making the play. So, I mean, dang. 2nd and 6 coming up for South Dakota State. They're going to hand it off to Jack Smith, who is getting nothing. Maybe 3 yards on the run play. 3rd and 8 coming up. Drop back pass for Jack Henry. And he's going to scramble out and get near 1st down yardage. Okay, hold up. I need to check something. My headphone just turned off. Just want to make sure my sound is still on. We're good. Okay, here we go. Aidan Bouman handing it off to LJ Phillips, and he's getting about 9 on 1st down. Really, really good job. Another inside zone run play. Good push up front. I mean, look how this guard gets this D tackle turned. Look at him turn those hips. Really good job right there. Watch this center be able to move this D tack out of there. Good block from the left tackle. I mean, this is good push up front, man. Good offensive line play. Start of the 4th quarter, 24-17 lead for South Dakota. They're going to hand it off to LJ Phillips once again, and he's got the 1st down. Got the 1st down. Next, split zone run play again to LJ Phillips. This time it's tackled well. He's only got a yard on it. Next play, you got a 2nd and 9. They're running what seems to be a spot concept, It is not there initially, but he finds LJ Phillips down the sidelines. And oh man, LJ Phillips has got to keep running, man. He's turning his body to catch the ball. We can't see him, but he's turning his body. Keep running, man. Keep running. You're wide open. See right here, they're trying to get him into the flats. He's your horizontal stretch. They're going to run an OTB with the tight end, run a hitch route with the outside receiver, and it's supposed to just be a spot concept. They're looking for the holes in the zone, but it's man coverage, so there's not going to be any holes in the zone because it's man. LJ Phillips get caught up right here on the out. Little hold, but he's behind the line of scrimmage, so that doesn't count, and just discombobulated all the way. 3rd and 9 coming up for South Dakota. Drop back for Aidan Bouman. He's looking for a receiver downfield. He's finding his tight end who drops the ball, man, on 3rd and 9. So he's staying in for protection. He's going to get out to the flats as a check down and just a drop, man. So they're going to punt it away back to South Dakota State. 1st and 10 for South Dakota State. Jack Henry's dropping back, looking for his receiver downfield, and just a little bit off right here. Once again, South Dakota's going to be in a cover 2. So they get in this cover 2. He's your flat defender, your flat corner. He's going to sink underneath the route of the receiver because he has no responsibility into the flats. Doing that forces a tougher throw for the quarterback, and the safety's right off the hash, ready to make a play as well. Handing off to number 32, getting downhill, and not able to do anything really. Gain about 4 yards right there. 2nd and 8 coming up for South Dakota State. Julius Loffridge he's getting to the outside, and it's a good run play down inside the 35-yard line. Really good job. Blocked up well. They're pulling this tight end across the formation as the lead blocker for the pull, but he handed it this time. So this tight end, this end man waited. He waited. He didn't trigger, and because of that, Jack Henry handed it, and it's good blocks on the front side. He's able to get the first down. Loffridge is really good job. 2nd and 6 coming up. They hand it off to Loffridge again, who's making things happen, and down inside the 25-yard line. Now they got a 2nd and 10 inside the 25-yard line. Drop back pass for Jack Henry. He's looking for a receiver downfield and nearly threw an interception, man. I think he was just trying not to take the sack, but nearly threw it right into the hands of a backer. Really good coverage from South Dakota. Nothing open downfield. Good rush as well. They got a 2nd and 15 coming up. They're going to hand it off to Loffridge on the inside, and he's down after a gain of about 3 yards. Not Loffridge, that's number 32. Excuse me. Hand it off to number 32. He's down after a gain of about 3 yards. Next play, 1st and 10. Handing it off to LJ Phillips, who gets about 4 to 5 yards. Now, I'm sorry. I'm guessing they missed the PAT. They missed the field goal, which is why the score is still 24-17. But just a devastating miss right there. Devastating miss right there from South Dakota State. Another run from LJ Phillips. Next play, you get the ball. Drop back pass for Aidan Bouman. They're trying to run the 3 verts concept with the not even 3 verts. They're trying to run the flood concept. So crosshash vert with the number 3 receiver, outside more fade with your outside receiver, and then you're running a flood concept with the inside receiver. You got the under coming across with Larenzo Fenner, and that's where you go with the ball. He catches it and is able to get upfield near first down yardage on 3rd and 8. They punt it away. South Dakota State's got the ball now. Julius Loffridge on it, and he gets about 2 to 3 yards on first down. 2nd and 8 coming up. Drop back pass for Jack Henry, not even handoff for Jack Henry to Julius Loffridge, who's down after a gain of about 2 yards. Bringing up a 3rd and 4, 3.5 to go in the game. Drop back for Jack Henry. He's looking for a guy, and it's a dirt ball, man. They really need this. They're running the curl concept. South Dakota looks like they're getting into a this is quarters. This is cover 6. So you got a half field safety, flat corner, quarters safety, quarters corner. So you're trying to get into this window right here with the curl route. They get into that window with the curl route. It'd be nice if the receiver came back to the ball, but it'd also be nice if Jack Henry delivered a better ball, and right there, incomplete on 3rd and 4. They have no choice but to go for it on 4th and 4. What are they going to get? They're looking for the quick out, and it's covered better than, man. So they're running a Tampa. They're running man coverage. So man coverage right here, man coverage right here. Looks like man coverage right here, and it looks like definitely man coverage down here. I think this corner or nickel probably busted, unless it's Tampa 2, because you got a Tampa 2 safety right, Tampa 2 defender right here. Looks like they could be half field safeties, flat corner that's going to carry and a flat corner that's going to carry. Either way, it's not there. Really good coverage by this linebacker right here to get to the out. And kind of bad from this. You want to hit this break and be dialed. You want to hit this break and kind of get out. He drifts. He hits the break at the 49-yard line. He drifts all the way to like the 46, maybe 45-yard line, man. You can't do that. You got to be dialed, and this is when attention to detail is most important, and you didn't have it, and that brings up the pass breakup, which effectively ended the game. South Dakota is going to get a first down in here somewhere, and that's going to end the game. They're going to run the clock out and kneel it out. Really good job from South Dakota. Really good game. South Dakota State battled. This is probably the best they've looked since Chase Mason has been out. Unfortunately, Luke Marble didn't look great, but Jack Henry, I think he did some good things. He missed some throws, obviously, but Jack Henry did some really good things in this game. So we'll see. They got to win. They got to win one of their last two. South Dakota State has to win one of their last two. They got some tough games to finish the season. They got, I think, Southern Illinois at home, and then they get North Dakota in Grand Forks. So we will see. This breakdown has been brought, actually it hasn't been brought to you by Sportsman Montana. This is a Dakota breakdown, but I thank you guys for tapping into the channel. Please hit the like, please hit the subscribe. If you guys appreciate this content, let me know in the comments down below. I love making these breakdowns for you guys. I love showing the X's and O's. So let me know what you guys think. Give me a like, give me a subscribe, and leave me a comment, and I will catch you guys next week. See you later.